Ladies and gentlemen, it is the May 16th edition of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. I'm your host, Caleb Black, here with my very special guest, Big Bull Bronson. Bull, how the hell are you, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Thank you, first of all, for coming on. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to talk a little bit of shit. Nothing's off the table. We're really happy to have you here. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the wrestling side first. What got you into wrestling, man?
I guess the first time I remember watching wrestling was some kind of battle royal on TV when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, probably something WCW or...
It had to be the Fed because
yeah.
Chicago, that's really all I could find. I mean, I was a little too young for AWA.
Right.
So, that's pretty much all we had. We had the Fed, and then later we got, all the Mexican stuff, luchador stuff and shit on the Telemundo. But it had to be that battle royal. Then I had a cousin who had cerebral palsy. He was in a wheelchair.
Sure.
His name was Jeffrey. He was a great kid. Rest in peace. He was super wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? Super big into wrestling. We loved it. So that's how me and him bonded. Like, we would watch wrestling all the time together. It was that's how I remember getting into it. Then my godfather used to encourage it, and I would watch wrestling with my godfather. He used to take me to shows all over the Chicagoland area. We were driving far as Indianapolis to watch wrestling shows.
Yeah.
We went to SummerSlam '94, Taker vs. Taker.
Oh man,
been a couple of brawls with him. It was he pushed wrestling on me, not pushed it on me, but encouraged it.
Sure.
And
didn't tell you it was stupid or fake or any of the bullshit we always get all the time.
He fucking spoiled me. Bought me all the merch. Bought me all the toys. Yeah. I was that little fat kid running around in the hot rod shirt and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what my folks did. We, my dad and I, we watched fucking wrestling every Monday, and it just eventually fucking snowballed into getting into the business because it was something I grew up loving.
Man, it was just, I don't know, being a child of the 80s, man, it was just, that's what you were into. You know what I'm saying? It was,
well, it's the same here, kids in the 90s. It was the Attitude Era. It was the hottest era of the business. So let's talk a little bit when you decided you want to be a wrestler. Did you go get trained? Did you just kind of jump in? What was your getting into the business like?
Well, I had always had the dream or whatever, but I found some guys here in Marion,
sure,
that were training people to wrestle out by the airport, and I went out there, met Homicidal Stephen Davis.
Yep.
And
for those of you who don't know, he's like the godfather of pro wrestling in the Midwest.
Yeah, Axe Allward, XD at the time. He was there. The Convoy was there. Started training with those guys. Ed McGuire. Shout out to all those guys, I guess.
Yep. I actually have a story about how you and I first met.
I probably don't remember it.
You don't, because you wouldn't have even known this. We met actually at an APW show when I was still a mark. Before I ever got in the business, I was wearing a shirt that had the man with an arrow pointing up and a legend that pointed down. There was a convoy tag match, and you were running with the convoy, and you came up to me, and you looked me up and down, and you were like, you ain't no legend. And that's the first day that you and I actually met each other. We didn't start working together, become friends until later on, but yeah, I remember that, and I was like, that big motherfucker just fucking killing the gimmick out here, man.
Man, you got lucky to caught me in, it was AEPW,
yeah.
So, man, because it had to be
2015, 2016, somewhere in that area.
So right when...
I'm sorry, 2006, 2007. Something.
It had to be when Golden Boy was taking over, because Sean is not...
Oh, he's not a fan of me either.
Not
a fan. We made the bad kids list more than once, I think.
Jay, I have such a weird relationship with all them guys. With Jay and... Basically, Jay and Sean. Because they're like fucking cops. I'm a goddamn criminal. So, we just, I don't know. We have respect. I was
sure, yeah. The aspect of the business is you respect the work.
Jay and Sean's hand any day of the week, and I don't have anything bad to say about them other than they're the fucking police.
I fucking love you for that. So you're in the business. Now you're wrestling. Now you're fucking working. What's some shit that you did that early on that you kind of remember that may have propelled you or pushed you forward? What was it that got you really? Because I know you were traveling, you were making towns.
Yeah. So that came way late, not way late. I mean, I put in a lot of work around here, doing dumb shit.
We were there.
It was easy in this area. It was easy to get stuck at
Yeah.
to a little promotion because you know what else to do. There was nobody, like, my training was half-assed at best.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against those guys.
No, none. Yeah, I get it.
It's partially my fault. I mean, I was halfway through training and fucking started having a baby and fucking blah, 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 blah.
Had to do the job thing and do the life thing, and I get it.
I didn't take it as good. But then I came back and tried working. We did that shit in Anna forever. I call. Which, I mean, it was a good learning experience for me. I mean, I learned how to put together matches pretty good there, and
we had fun too. I mean, some days it was a blast. I know people bitch a lot about like venues, but like some of my most memorable places to wrestle were the shit boxes, like the ones with no air and no heat and fucking. Yeah. But I mean, I love shit like that. It wasn't until you get older and more comfortable working in good arenas that you're like, oh, so this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
But before it's just like hydrate well and go out there for 10 minutes and come back and puke.
Right. So I did that for a while, and then I started talking to. I guess it started with the Convoy with Roscoe and
Jimmy Wayne
Fagos.
Yep.
They're fat asses.
Shout out.
Love them guys. Fucking I started going up north with them, working. I changed up the gimmick, started doing the Convoy gimmick or way or whatever, and which is pretty much just me as white trash as I could be.
Oh yeah, misery.
Super fun. Love being white trash. So I started going up there with them, and then somehow they started getting out of it, and I loved it too much. I was having too much fun, so I got a chance to meet Greg Anthony.
Yeah,
Golden Boy.
Yep.
And I mean, I guess I feel like he saw something in me.
Sure.
And knew I had potential, liked my size, liked that, I was yada yada, or whatever he liked about me.
Yeah. Well, and I've worked with a lot of big guys. I mean, you're billed at what, 6'6", 240?
So I mean, 240.
340, sorry.
240.
240 was a couple of big chickens ago.
Yeah. In junior high.
But I mean, I can always say personally, like your size never limited your agility.
No.
And offensively, I mean, fuck you threw me around like a fucking rag doll on more than one occasion. It was you had the fucking you were the staple big man. What a big man wrestler should be: the size and the agility and the intelligence to put together a match without just going out there and clobbering the shit out of somebody.
Thank you.
Of course.
I mean, everything I do is just it's been done before. I mean, I'm not anything special. I'm not gonna make it to the E ever. I'm not that guy. I'm not ripped up like fucking a superstar.
Yeah.
But I believe that I'm believable in the ring.
You don't look like you can't fight.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fight. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, not too my horn, but
pretty stout.
Yeah, it looks like it hurts because it does.
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to cut this one right here. Stay tuned. We got some more interview segments coming to you. It's not going to be all wrestling. We're here with Bull Bronson all day long. Check us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Leave us a comment what you think about Bull Bronson, maybe some questions we get a follow-up interview for, or send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Stay tuned. We're coming right back with part 2.